If you want to make a writing resolution that you're going to stick to, this video's for you, my friend. So when we're creating resolutions, I find it can be really helpful to start to see what's stopping that resolution from sticking in the first place. Because often it can be that we've got a bit of a history. We've tried to create many resolutions around our writing, or we've tried to bring in productive habits around our career, and they just haven't stuck. So I want to first of all look at what's causing that to happen. It can be really, really helpful, especially the way I'm going to walk you through it. So it might be that you've got a resolution to write every day. It might be that you want to be exercising. It might be that you want to be eating healthy meals every week. If we come to that resolution with this sense of like renewed energy, like, right, it's going to be different. I'm resolved to do it. It's not going to be like it has been. Like this time it's going to be different. We've already, what I call, dipped our paintbrush into the past, and we're trying to paint this new future, this new resolution in a different way. But it's like, it's going to be the same. So we're dipping it into the past, like, right, it's going to be different this time. This time I am going to write 1,000 words a day. And we're thinking of all of those other writing resolutions that we didn't do. And as we start to paint the future, we're like, wait a second, I'm doing another resolution that isn't working out. That's why it's not sticking. If we come to it with it's going to be different, I'm resolved, I'm renewed, we're literally creating more of the same. And so it's not sticking, because actually we're not sticking the thing that we want to stick, i.e. the new thing. We're simply grabbing hold of the old and we're sticking that up instead. It can be really helpful to know that, because sometimes if you're trying to create a new resolution and it's just like, no matter what I do, I can't stick to this resolution. And then we start to think that there's something wrong with us. No. You're simply dipping it into the paint pot of the past. So this work is about starting to paint, but from that future place. And so whatever you paint is going to be new. It's going to be based on that future that you want to create. So a really nice way to do this is what I call feel a new version of time. Because this is one of the things that can really get in the way when we're trying to make a new resolution. First of all, as I said, we're feeling that version of the past. So we're feeling that sense of old time. So I'm really going to dig into this, because you might be like, what the hell does she mean, feel a new version of time? Like, doesn't she know what my life is like? I've barely got any time, let alone the opportunity to feel a new version. But when we start to bring our focus into this area, it can be really powerful. So feeling the new version of time is getting a sense of like where that past is and the impact that it has on us, and to then start to get a sense of this future. When we're feeling a new version of time, that future feels different. It has a different quality to it. We see it in a different way. So we know that we're getting into this place of this new version of time when we're imagining creating that resolution, that new habit, that writing resolution, and it feels possible. There's no sense of impatience. There's no sense of rush. Okay, so let me walk you through it so that you can really get a sense of the nuance. So first of all, you're beginning to think of what that resolution is. So it might be, I'm going to be writing 200 words a day from now on, or I'm going to be taking half an hour exercise 3 days a week, and then I'm going to be working on my novel. So whatever that new resolution is, you want to get a sense of, right, all of that time spent in the past, done with. There's nothing new about that. There's no new version to be had there. When I look at all of the time that I have spent, it will stay the same. It will never be a new version. It will always be a sense of like, look at the waste. There's nothing to show for it. So we get a sense of how old and familiar, we get a sense of how old that paint is. The new version is to think of this habit and to get a sense of, I've got all the time I need. I've got all the time in the world for this habit, this resolution to come to pass. I've got all the time I need to put everything I need to put into practice. There's no sense of time running out. There's no sense of time being wasted. And again, as soon as you start to come into that sense of time, like I'm feeling rushed, I'm feeling impatient, you're like, oh, that's not new. That's not a new version. So you keep coming into this new version of like, oh, time is almost paused here. If time is paused, then it would feel so effortless to start to bring this new resolution into my life. If time was paused, I would feel this sense of real joy at the thought of the task ahead, because I would see what's possible. I would see this potential to paint my future with this new resolution, and this new resolution will be there from this moment onwards. And what can be really nice here as well is if you start to imagine the time that you can spend on your new resolution. But again, you imagine it in a new way. And so you're feeling this new version of time, as in, if your new resolution is to write a certain amount of words every day, you're feeling the time you spend on this new resolution in a completely new way. And you're going to be using that sense of old, familiar to help guide you into this new version. So you might be imagining your new writing resolution. You might be thinking, okay, if I'm writing my 500 words a day, how would I be feeling about the time that I'm spending? And you're like, oh, if I could be writing that 500 words a day and I could be doing that in half an hour or 45 minutes, that would just feel amazing. Soon as you start to be like, yeah, but I don't know if it's going to feel, I can't really imagine how long it's going to take me. I think it's going to take me hours, and that just doesn't feel great. It's like, oh, you're dipping back into that paint pot of the past again. You're imagining failed attempts. You're imagining wasted time. You're imagining that frustration. So you come back into, how much time would I like to imagine? Oh yeah, I'm back into that place of like 45 minutes, 500 words a day. The time feels really good in this space. I feel like I'm collaborating with time rather than always pushing against it or trying to outrun it. Like me and time in this place with my new resolution, we're friends. Me and time, we're a two woman or two man duo. And so do you see, we're really starting to see time completely differently. Have you ever thought about time as your wingman? Have you ever thought about time as a component in your beautiful creative collaboration? And so when you feel this new version of time, you're going to start to create a new version of the resolution. So it isn't a case of like, right, okay, I'm going to do it this time because I've never been able to do it before, i.e. dipping the brush in that old paint and trying to paint a new picture with new paint. You're thinking, I feel this new relationship that I have with time. I feel this sense of the future and what my resolution looks like in the future, and how it feels new, how it feels like a wonderful collaboration between time and myself and what I want to achieve and my desires. And so you're getting this pull into this new place, and suddenly you're creating from this space, and the past is no longer there. You're no longer judging it on the past. And you actually do in this place come into an almost zone of timelessness. And in this place, you're so free to create. You're so free to have that flow experience. And it's a really beautiful space to be in. Now, the other thing is that there isn't a one size fits all with this exercise. Like, what's really underpinning it is to have that experience of feeling a new version of time. And I've tried to illustrate there's a few different ways that you can do that, but there isn't a one size fits all. Like, for me, this is probably an area that I enjoy one of the most when I'm doing one-to-one work with a client, because I get a sense of like where their mind is stuck, where they're kind of hooked in terms of these old resolutions. And I really get a sense of how clearly I can guide them into a completely new way of thinking and a new way of seeing, so that they're really transforming, and that resolution becomes this wonderful call from the future that's very enticing. It's very easy to forget the past in this state. So give it practice, give it time to Give it time to really explore. And if you want to go deeper into this and you like the idea of really transforming your mind in this way and really tapping into your unbelievable potential, then why not come and join the Right No Matter What community if you haven't already joined? It's a free community. We're on Facebook, we're in Zoom. You'll find a link below, and all of the new members will get a free video masterclass. You're going to find out a lot more of the stuff that I teach in this masterclass. It's all about how to live, earn and create just the way that you want. I really want for you to understand that the more you start to become aware of the way that you're seeing things, the more you start to become aware of what you do want to create and what you want to let go of from the past, the more powerfully you're going to be able to have the life that you want, and the more powerfully you're going to be able to create that career, create those earnings in just the way that you want. So come and join the Facebook community. You'll find a link below. You'll be able to find out more about Right No Matter What, and you'll be able to sign up. So I hope you found today's one useful. I'd love to know what your resolutions are. Share them in the comments, please. Let me know what you learned from today's video. And if you haven't yet subscribed, why not? Join the group here, join the community on Facebook, and let me help you achieve whatever that creative destiny is that's calling you, and make sure that those resolutions stick and you really do transform your life and achieve your potential. I'll see you on the next video. Take care till then. Bye.